Eat, Pray, Love is starring Julia Roberts, who plays a woman named Liz Gilbert, who is unhappy or unsatisfied with her boring, rich American lifestyle. And she's married to a character named Steven, played by Billy Crudup, who she feels, is trying to box her in some sort of masculine perception of who he thinks she should be for his life. So she wants to escape all of that, and she decides that she's going to, after kind of having a fling, I guess, with a young actor,
James Franco.
Played by James Franco. She decides to go on a soul journey, and she travels to Italy to eat, and then she travels to India to pray, and then Bali to love. And the movie is well acted all the way through. I mean, there's a lot of big name stars, and everyone's really giving it all they got. The movie's confidently directed. It's a 2.5-hour movie, but you never really feel the length. It's actually pretty well paced for the type of movie that it is, given that this is kind of something you would read in the New Yorker. I mean, it's based upon a best-selling novel, and it's one of those kinds of things. It's a book treatment that turned into a movie, and so there's nothing really cinematic about it. Mm-hmm. So you wonder why it was a movie in the first place. But in the end, my biggest problems with it is just the whole conceit of the movie. Yeah. I found the main character played by Julia Roberts to be whiny and obnoxious, and there's a lot of this kind of pseudo-intellectual yuppie philosophy throughout the whole thing, and she at one point she makes fun of one of the main characters and says, "Does all of your quips come from bumper stickers?" And that's how I felt like this entire movie was written. It's a bumper sticker movie, and then in the end, and I'm really not giving away anything here because it's in the title itself. In the end, it kind of goes against its whole feminist message because it basically says, well, you need a man to define who you are. So even though it's well made and it's probably as good as that movie could ever be, I'm still only going to give it a C.
I'm actually going to disagree with you on some points, but I will tell you right now, I personally give the movie a D. I'm telling you that up front. The things that I agree with you completely on are it has a lot of big name actors that actually do really good acting their parts. I enjoyed James Franco every second he was on camera.
And I think he knew how ridiculous this movie was.
I do as well. I'm amazed he kept a straight face. Yeah. I also thought Javier Bardem did a fantastic job. I was upset that he was only utilized for the last third of the movie. The gentleman, his name is Richard Jenkins, the guy that she meets in Bali, from Texas.
Played by the guy who was in 6 Feet Under, Fisher's father. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, he was amazing and very fun to watch. I would even say a lot of the people that she left back home in New York were fun. All the people she encountered when she she was in Italy were amazing, and the cinematography in parts is it's breathtaking scenery. I mean, you have to try really hard to screw that up. But
YD.
I will say I agree completely with you in saying that it is very much a yuppie thing. Yeah. I have no problems with associating with a strong female protagonist. No, I have no problems with that. Because usually there's something that I can agree with, or even, to a degree, what's the word I'm looking for? Connect with. But with Julia Roberts' character, I feel that she just... I think the problem is that she did not realize in the beginning what the difference between happiness and entertainment was. Yeah. And so she was bored with her life, and so she decided that obviously means unhappy.
Life. I mean, I don't really see what she had to complain about.
She's got a good paying job where she doesn't actually have to do much. She does what she loves. Yeah. She's got a husband who, he's flaky. They do address the point that, he keeps getting a new dream of what to do with his life and then abandoning it after a couple of months. And I thought that, that could be a problem, but I also feel like that's something that could have been worked through. Yeah. And it's not like their relationship was, destructive or they couldn't stand the sight of each other. They liked each other still. Yeah. And so I thought that was ridiculous. Not only that, but I have a very hard time feeling any sort of connection with a character that decides, I'm going to put my entire life on hold for a year and travel, spending exorbitant amounts of money to do whatever the heck I want for a year. 4 months in Italy, 4 months in India, 4 months in Bali.
Yeah.
And all to discover herself. Sure, discover yourself a way, but do it in a realistic and less selfish way.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that one of the things I did enjoy about the movie is that when she was in India, she realized that one of the true ways to discover yourself is by serving and helping others, which is something I personally feel is very true. You will find true happiness when you stop thinking of just yourself and start thinking of others. So
I basically agree with you. The only reason I can only go higher than the D is because it is so well acted and so well made. And it actually, it sticks with its conceit. It's ridiculous and it's hard to even empathize, but it sticks with it throughout the whole movie. It doesn't shy away from what it's trying to say. So I don't know. I just how would a woman even be like a real woman, not somebody like
not Julia Roberts
character, not an actress or a millionaire, be able to even relate to this story? Who can afford this kind of a trip?
Now, I do have to admit, I have a friend of mine who has read the book and she loved the movie, and I have a feeling that maybe there's parts. Anytime you have a movie come from a book with very, very few and rare exceptions, there's obviously parts that were taken out of the book for the movie adaptation. So I feel like maybe there might have been some gaps that could have been filled in had I read the book. But I think in the end, the problem is that I'm an almost 30-year-old man, and I'm happily married, and I don't have anywhere near the kind of money or job that she has. And this movie was perfect for, 40-something divorcee who wants to figure out who she is
via.
And in the end, I just didn't care.
Somebody else's trip. Exactly.
I kind of was just like, wow, I'd love to go to Italy, but I don't really care about any of the rest of this. I just, in the end, I also thought she was just a selfish little brat throwing a temper tantrum the whole movie.
I agree.
And so, I stick by my D. As much as it was well acted, and like I say, the cinematography was great. I'll probably give the book a try, but if it feels very much the same as the movie, I won't get past more than a few chapters. But I'll give the book a try.
For a D, that's really giving it a try.
Yeah, it is. That is. So maybe there's something there I'm just not seeing.